I finally got my hair done. Now this is my second time getting a little fringe, some curtain bangs, layers, and then as for the color, I wanted dimension, so she actually bleached my hair. Maybe up here, she brought my highlights up. I went with a like warm chocolate brown, and I realized now that I'm older that I'm a brunette. I am a brunette through and through. Like, I think when you're young, you want to experiment and, you know, go a little lighter, go darker. When I look back at photos, it just doesn't look good. Like, I realized, like, I need to stop going for the, like, light brown, sometimes blonde highlights. Like, it just doesn't look good with my skin tone. So, I don't know. I think this color might be my forever color. Usually at this point, when I grow my hair this long, I'm usually in the mindset of just wanting to chop it all off. But this time it was a little different. Motherhood has humbled me. I had a lot of hair loss after I had my son. And I know, like, in hindsight, it wasn't that bad. But I think it was just shocking for me, like pulling out clumps of hair. I am now 3 years postpartum, and I feel like my hair is finally back at where it used to be. I'm going to keep the long hair and probably the fringe for a while. I just got some mail, one of which is something that I've been waiting for the last couple of days. So I'm going to unbox it and show you all what it is. I wish I could take back every pencil case, stationery cart, any organizer I've ever purchased, and wish I bought this first. This is the Toyo ST350mg steel 2-tier toolbox in the color military green. It is so pretty. I love everything about this. It is a Japanese company. I was born and raised in Japan, and it's products like this that remind me that Japan is always on top of it. The aesthetics, the quality, the design. It measures at 13.8 inches in length and 6.3 inches in width with a whopping 5.5 pounds. So this is pretty heavy. It's a toolbox, and I think that would be the only downside to using this. I mean, it is heavy, and I plan on bringing it with me in my home everywhere that I plan and journal at. We'll see how that goes. In terms of the design and functionality, I'm obsessed. Like, I love that this came with these metal dividers where you can customize the second tier to your liking. There are 4 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't use all of them, so the extra pieces are stored on this side and this side. See that? so thoughtful. Japanese products are really good at doing that, because if they didn't have a place to store these extra dividers would definitely get lost. As I said, this product is my stationery box for when I'm planning at home. I collected all of the products that I use the most. The highlighter that I'm currently using. I have the Unipin oil-based ink marking pen. I have a pair of compact scissors, a mechanical pencil, an eraser. I have some paper clips in the next section. I've got a large one, a smaller one, and I even have these. They're still pretty small, but you could use these for when you're trying to put together a couple pieces of paper. And then I also added these magnetic clips. I mean, because this product is steel, magnetic products just stick to this. I tried to put these magnetic clips here. It was magnetized to both sides when I closed it. So placing it here in the top flap also works. It doesn't bother any of the other products that are inside here. And then in the next section, this is a new product in Cloth and Paper sub box. It is a monthly deco card for the month of January. So that means that these are the new designs for the monthly deco cards. They're gonna look like this, like a business card. And I really, really like that. Next section, I have essentials. I have a glue stick. I also have the Tombow permanent adhesive double-sided tape. Now, I couldn't find my whiteout, but whenever I do, that will go in this section. Up here, I have a ton of sticky notes. Might seem like a lot, but I grabbed a whole bunch just so that I'd have options. So my biggest thing is I am always looking for a ruler or a straight edge, which is why I grabbed this. It has some page flags at the very bottom. And then these are a set of 4 page flags from Cloth and Paper. This is a really, really pretty brown. It's not a milk chocolate. It's a dark chocolate. I also wanted a set of just normal sized sticky notes. These are brand new. These came in the Cloth and Paper November sub box, and they're so pretty. Like these patterns are gorgeous. That one in the middle, it's like a grid sticky note with blue lines and like a tannish color. Really pretty. I'm looking forward to using that in one of my setups. And then I have some round sticky notes, some semicircle sticky notes. And then lastly, I have some page pins. Yeah, I know that probably seems like a lot of sticky notes, but I feel like I use sticky notes in my planner, in my journal, in my son's educational planner. My books, when I'm reading books and taking notes, I'm using sticky notes. And so I wanted to have options in my case. Like that is the whole point of having this, is that I don't have to go into my office and dig around in my stationery stash. I have all of my essentials here. And then I have some more sticky notes, but these I threw in here for fun because the fact that these sticky notes are on this like metal ring, I just thought that looks so cool and looks really cool with like everything in here. I do love the fact that I have a little bit more space in here for storage. I've got space up here, and if I really needed more space, I could just store this somewhere else. I don't have to put this in that box. I'm just putting that in there to fill in the space. This week I'm using Rosie's undated weekly inserts. This format is pretty interesting because you only get a lined section for each day. There's a priorities section. Well, at least I've been using it as a priorities section. It says this week. So it's whatever you want to focus on that week. And a monthly overview, which lets you know what week you're in. I don't mind these inserts, considering I am someone who thrives on a good to-do list. But obviously, since becoming a mom, I've had to see my schedule. Like I love seeing my schedule in a time blocking format. So what I've been doing to compensate for a to-do list and my schedule in this format is writing all of my time sensitive things towards the top of each day. And then what I'm doing is I'm leaving a blank line and then I'm writing my to-do list. So I did this for two reasons. One of which is maybe I get last minute plans, an appointment or something, and then at least I have space to place it in the right section versus if I didn't leave a gap and just added it towards the bottom, there's a good chance I may not see it. And then aesthetic reasons, I'm leaving a line blank. It's like breaking up the time sensitive things and the to-do list. It's just easier to see. So as you can see on Monday, I don't have a gap, but that's because I had some last minute plans that I needed to pop in. But you see it in Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. That's how I've been navigating these new inserts. I was having a hard time figuring out how I would use the cloth and paper cloud stickers in my weekly setup. It just doesn't make sense to place them in the lined section. So for fun, I'm just placing it in the priority section. It's just a pop of color, makes it a little bit more special. The highlighter, I almost never use a highlighter, but I was feeling inspired with this one here. It's called the Half Sugar highlighter. I received this highlighter it was in a cloth and paper sub box. I think it was last month, and it came with all of these blue products. This was one of them. So I used the highlighter to highlight what week we're in, and it looks great. Now, personally, I've never gravitated towards highlighters. I think it's just fear of inconsistencies. I love a clean aesthetic when it comes to my planner. I mean, I wish I was more adventurous in that way, but since I'm highlighting one thing, I thought, it's okay. I don't think I could mess this up. And you know what? It looks great. I'm really glad I did it. I mean, I feel inspired to use highlighters. Lastly, I'm using the cloth and paper page flags. This is in the color Angora. These are highlighting when I'm posting a video on YouTube. I love this look. I love the baby blue, a little bit of gray. I was going to use a different page flag that was a little bit more blue, but then I realized it was just too many shades of blue. Like I would need maybe something a little bit darker, but then like when you have a dark page flag, you can't really see what you've written. Another thing, because I'm going to set up next week's in my planner, I'm going to actually write on the page flag, not underneath it. I was initially going to post my 5 a.m. routine video on Thursday, but the video just wasn't finished. So I was posting it on Friday. It would have been nice to move this page flag to Friday, but I just didn't have that option because it was just too much work. So I have this is the Uni Pen oil-based ink marking pen. This is in the size 01. So that's what I'm going to do for next week. I'm going to write on top of the page flag.